The perfect world of mini film television. Hello, how are you? I hope you're well. It's Craig at Flooded. Nice to come at you again with another video. I'm doing a lot at the minute, aren't I? I'm all het up and excited. So some breaking news. Though I don't think anyone's very surprised. Good Morning Britain is hitting the skids. People aren't watching the show anymore. Ever since Piers Morgan left, the ITV breakfast show has suffered horrifically. And the figures were out for the 1st of June and down to 450,000 viewers. That's down from when Piers was there, 1.29 million. Which is astonishing. That wasn't the number they always got, but it's certainly like a massive drop off. How long can they go? Asks what's this paper? The Mail Online, everybody's favourite. Good Morning Britain's ratings plummet to a low of 450,000 viewers, a quarter of the peak of 1.9 million before Piers Morgan's departure. Now, viewership for the ITV breakfast show has been in steady decline since Piers Morgan quit back in March. Because he wouldn't apologise. Do you remember what happened? It was he was told he had to apologise by the boss at ITV. He said, no, and I don't have to apologise. A peak of 1.9 million viewers watching the panel react to Meghan and Harry Oprah interview on March the 8th. The following day, March the 9th, an average of 1.29 million viewers saw Piers storm off Good Morning Britain after clashing with Alex Beresford. Now, I think it's only right that we watch that because for me it's like rubbernecking on the motorway. You know when you're going down the motorway and there's an accident on that side and you're driving along, or if you're in America it's on that side, but on that side, there's proper side's that side. So driving along and you look, oh, accident, that's terrible, isn't it? I'd slow down a little bit so have a good that's sad, that's terrible. Slow, let's have a good look. Oh, yeah. Let's get my phone out and video a little bit of that for your TikTok. There you go. Oh, it's terrible, isn't it? I call that rubbernecking when people do that. They love a good car crash and they will stop and watch and stare. That's what this television is, rubbernecking television, and it was car crash stuff. So let's have a look at the weatherman, Alex Beresford, have a good old pop at Piers Morgan.
And I understand that you don't like Meghan Markle. You've made it so clear a number of times on this programme, a number of times. And I understand that you've got a personal relationship with Meghan Markle, or had one, and she cut you off. She's entitled to cut you off if she wants to. Has she said anything about you since she cut you off? I don't think she has, but yet you continue to trash her.
OK, I'm done with this.
No.
Sorry, no.
Sorry. Do you know what? That's pathetic.
You can trash me, maybe not my own.
No.
See you later.
I'm being...
Sorry, can't do this.
This is absolutely diabolical behaviour. I'm sorry, but Piers spouts off on a regular basis, and we all have to sit there and listen. 6:30 to 7 o'clock yesterday was incredibly hard to watch.
Oh, it was incredibly hard to watch. Somebody needs to tell Alex that that's what he's employed to do. Piers Morgan was employed by ITV to spout off, to sit there spouting off his hard-to-listen-to opinions. It got lots of people's backs up, and everyone got engaged, and everyone went on Twitter, and everyone watched it more, and everyone talked about it, and all the newspapers wrote about it, and the show viewership went sky high, 1.29 million, overtaking the BBC over on the other side, their competitors. And he's saying it's bad. Now, for a boss at ITV, I'm like, Alex, what are you talking about? And you're the weatherman, and why are you there? Why are you destroying this show? You don't publicly. By the way, I'm sounding like I'm really defending Piers. I'm not a Piers Morgan fan at all. I think he inserts himself into any trending story. If it's a footballer, he'll post a picture of himself. Oh, here's the time I interviewed that particular trending story. Does it all the time. And it's weird. I think there's something wrong with him, personally. But I don't mind. That's like, you've got to accept people the way they are. But this is a professional thing for Alex Beresford to to just start trashing your work colleague like that is really, really bizarre. But the viewing figures are down. And following Piers, following the news that I'm down here now, following the news that Piers had quit, the first show following his exit on March the 10th saw ratings quickly take a hit. Since then, ratings have continued to drop, with just 450,000 viewers watching on Tuesday the 1st. And they've been replaced by this kind of stuff. This is Ranveer Singh. She's kind of like, I think she's like the chief news editor or some sort of elevated position. She's awful. I only in the sense of I only really respect like journalists who are both sides of the coin in terms of their political opinion. And it's very hard, if you're sort of wrapped up in a bubble and you're like a horse in blinkers like that, and all you see is the straight tunnel ahead, you don't see any nuance at the sides. If you're that sort of a journalist, it's very difficult to realize what you're doing when you're presenting a news story, and that you're actually giving it an angle. If you've got a hatred in you for one politician, it's very hard for you to talk about them impartially. And it happens all the time. I have a Twitter list where I follow every member of staff who works on this show, and I just do it for my own sort of amusement. But they are all of like-minded thinking. You can imagine the employment process for people. It's like, oh, hiya, do you want the job? Yeah, I do like the job. I really like I love your outfit there. That's nice, isn't it? Yeah. I got it from Camden. Oh, did you? I love kind of Camden. Oh yeah, it's like I was there the other week at the Palestine protest. Were you? Yeah, it was. Wasn't that fantastic? Yeah, it was. Oh, no, I really like you. I think we'll get the you got the job. That's what happens. It's totally what happens. I know. I've seen it happen, and it does happen. It's all about popularity contest. Do I like the person? And why would you not want to work with somebody you like? You don't like. You want to work with somebody you don't like. So that's what happens. And after like a while, it just builds up, and you just there's a bias there that is, I think, fine right away if that's what the program wants to do. Be biased. Be a left wing show. Be a right wing show. Do whatever you want to do, but don't pretend to be a balanced show, which sometimes is what it does. This is, look this guy up, Adil Ray. He's a comedy actor. For some reason, he's presenting a morning sort of newsy show. Was that what it is? But I think it's because he's quite outspoken. I also think it's good because he's got an ethnic background. I know that it's not couth to flag stuff like that, but I can guarantee that is something that would be brought up. Should the channel ever be challenged about what are you doing in terms of racial equality on your broadcasting? Well, we've got Adil, we've got Ranveer, and so these boxes will be shown as look, we've ticked them. And I know that sounds really unfair, but it's a little bit of that going on because he's so unpopular. That's what I don't get. There's like this, the woke world do things that are just so unpopular, but they don't see it because they're not looking at those voices. They're not looking at people. They just think they're all like wrong. We don't want you as a viewer. We want these people as viewers. And it gets a little bit out of control. But I have a prediction, by the way, that this show will end. It's not like a massively clever prediction, looking at the numbers, but I think the show will end. But I think even before that Susanna Reid, who's the main anchor, I think she might walk, actually. Have we got a picture of her? Oh, here's a little graph. Look, there's Susanna in the background crying. Battle of the Breakfast Show. So how's it been doing against BBC Breakfast? Well, Good Morning Britain is the line in blue, and BBC Breakfast is the line in yellow. So they're doing quite well. Now, it was quite an achievement to get up above the BBC, but it's quite astonishing. BBC Breakfast beats Good Morning Britain by 1 million viewers and ratings. This is from a couple of weeks ago, actually, so I don't know what the numbers are now. But Piers walking off has just killed the show. Look at that. Who doesn't want to watch that? Look at those two. Fantastic. The energy, the joy, the enthusiasm. Oh, it's going to be great. So that show's winning. That show's beating them. Ow, it's so bad. I don't know. So it's the end. It's got to be the end of Good Morning Britain, right? Hasn't it? Why Alex Beresford was, I think it's the optics behind like sacking Alex Beresford would have been awful, wouldn't they? It's like, you can't do that. We can't sack him. Can we? No, we can't. The weatherman has spoken up, and the show's died. And he doesn't seem to. Nobody seems to know. It's not their fault. It's nobody's fault. It's Piers Morgan's fault. No, it's not. And all it did was demonstrate the power that he knew he had. He could do whatever he wanted. He could ask them pretty much for any money they wanted. And then for the boss to give in an ultimatum, either apologize or you got to apologize. And then Morgan saying, well, I'm not going to. I do hope that he doesn't go back. I hope he doesn't go back and save them, because that will annoy people as well. But I'm not sure where's his offers. What's he doing? Who knows? Anyway, what do you think? Let me know. Like, subscribe, comment. Write down in the comments. Have a chat with me. My DMs are open over on Flooded on Twitter. It's always a joy to hear from you. I've already heard from one guy, and thank you very much for the tip-off you've given me. I will be reacting to that soon. But from now, from me, goodbye.